Most people get this wrong when trying to start a company in Mozambique. They assume it is just paperwork, a quick registration, and they are ready to operate. But here's the truth no one tells you. If you skip even one legal step or misunderstand how the system works, your business can get delayed for months, blocked from operating, or even rejected completely. The biggest mistake you need to avoid is rushing into registration without understanding the sequence of approvals, taxes, and licensing requirements. Mozambique has a structured but very specific business setup system, and once you understand it properly, it becomes much easier and actually very strategic. Here's exactly what you will learn in this guide. You will understand how to legally register a company in Mozambique step by step, how to choose the right business structure, how to get your tax number, how to open a bank account, how licensing works, and how foreign investors can fully operate without legal issues. And most importantly, you will understand how to avoid the expensive mistakes that most beginners make. Now, before we go deeper, here is the immediate value you need. Starting a company in Mozambique in 2026 usually follows a clear legal path. You begin with choosing your company type, then reserving your business name, then registering with the legal registry, then getting your tax identification number, and finally obtaining operational licenses depending on your activity. But here's where it gets interesting. Each of these steps is connected, and missing one can block the entire process. Let's break it down in a simple, practical way, so even if you are completely new, you can follow it without confusion. The first step is choosing the right business structure. In Mozambique, most entrepreneurs choose between a limited liability company, often called LDA, or a sole proprietorship. Now, here's the problem. Many people choose based only on cost, not on future expansion. If you are planning to grow, bring in partners, or attract investors, an LDA is usually the safer option. It protects your personal assets and gives your company a formal structure that banks and government institutions take seriously. Let's imagine someone named Alex. Alex is starting a logistics company in Maputo. If Alex chooses a sole proprietorship, he will have full control but also full personal risk. If the business gets into debt, Alex is personally responsible. But if Alex chooses an LDA structure, the company becomes a separate legal entity. That separation matters more than most beginners realize. Now, once you choose your structure, the next step is name reservation. This is where you officially secure your company name so no one else can use it. In Mozambique, this is typically done through the legal registry services. Now, here is where most people fail. They submit names without checking availability or legal restrictions, and then they lose weeks in delays. A better approach is to prepare 2 or 3 backup names. For example, Alex Logistics, Mozambique, Maputo Cargo Solutions, or Atlantic Freight LDA. One of them will usually get approved faster. Once the name is approved, you move to the official incorporation process. Now, this is where it gets more important. The actual company registration is done through the Legal Entities Registry, often supported by the one-stop business service centers known as BAU. These centers were designed to simplify the process, but they still require accurate documentation. You will need identification documents, proof of address, company statutes, and details of shareholders and directors. Now, here's the truth no one tells you. The company statutes are one of the most important documents in your entire setup. This is where you define how your company operates, how decisions are made, and how ownership works. Many people copy generic templates without understanding them, and that creates legal problems later. Let's pause for a second because this is important. In a minute, I'll show you how to structure your company statutes in a way that protects you from future disputes and banking issues. Once your company is registered, you move to one of the most critical steps, getting your tax identification number. In Mozambique, this is called the NUIT. Without it, your company cannot legally invoice, hire employees, or open a full business bank account. Now, here's where things get interesting. The tax registration process is not just a formality. It determines how your company will be taxed, whether you fall under simplified tax regimes or standard corporate taxation. If you choose incorrectly or fail to register properly, you may end up paying more tax than necessary or facing compliance issues later. At this stage, let's bring in another example. John is starting a small import business in Beira. He rushes through tax registration and does not understand his tax category. A year later, he realizes he is paying higher taxes than similar businesses because he registered incorrectly. Fixing it takes time and additional paperwork. So the key lesson here is simple. Take tax registration seriously from day one. Now after tax registration comes one of the most exciting steps, opening a corporate bank account. This is where your business becomes fully operational. But here's the problem. Many entrepreneurs think they can use a personal account temporarily. In Mozambique, that can create compliance issues and raise red flags with tax authorities. To open a business account, you typically need your registration certificate, tax number, identification documents, and sometimes proof of business activity. Banks may also request your business plan, especially for foreign investors. Now, here's something most guides don't explain. Banks in Mozambique are very careful with new companies, especially foreign-owned ones. So your documentation must be clean, consistent, and professional. Any mismatch between your registration documents and your tax records can delay approval. Once your bank account is open, your company is officially functional. But we are not done yet. This is where licensing and permits come in. Depending on your business type, you may need additional sector-specific licenses. For example, import-export companies, construction firms, restaurants, and transport businesses all require different approvals. This is where many entrepreneurs get surprised because they assume registration alone is enough. Let's take Alex again. If Alex runs a logistics company, he may need transport permits, customs registration, and possibly municipal operating licenses. Without these, he can register a company but still not legally operate fully. Now here's where it gets even more important. Licensing timelines can vary significantly. Some approvals are fast, while others take weeks depending on the sector. That is why planning ahead is critical. At this point, you might be wondering about foreign ownership. Can foreigners fully own companies in Mozambique? The answer is yes, but with conditions. Foreign investors are allowed, but certain sectors may require local partnerships or additional approvals. Also, foreign-owned companies often need to provide more documentation during registration. Now let's talk about something most people ignore until it is too late. Compliance after registration. Starting the company is only step one. After that, you must maintain tax filings, renew licenses, and comply with labor laws if you hire employees. Here's a simple example. John opens a consulting firm and successfully registers everything. But after 6 months, he forgets to file taxes. The result is penalties and administrative issues that could have been avoided easily. Compliance is not optional, it is ongoing. Now let's go deeper into costs and timelines because this is what most viewers really want to understand. The cost of starting a company in Mozambique depends on your structure, legal fees, and licensing requirements. On average, basic registration can be relatively affordable, but additional costs like legal support, translation of documents, notary services, and licensing can increase the total investment. Timelines also vary. In simple cases, registration can be completed in a few days to a couple of weeks. But if documentation is incomplete, or if licensing is required, it can extend significantly. This is why preparation is everything. Now here is a powerful insight most beginners miss. The fastest companies in Mozambique are not the ones that rush. They are the ones that prepare documents correctly before even starting registration. That single habit can save weeks of delay. Let's quickly go through the most common mistakes people make. The first mistake is choosing the wrong business structure. The second is submitting incomplete documentation. The third is ignoring tax classification details. The fourth is opening bank accounts too early without proper registration alignment. And the fifth is skipping licensing requirements. Each of these mistakes can slow down your entire business launch. Now let's bring everything together into a simple mental model. Think of starting a company in Mozambique like building a chain. Each link matters. First, structure. Then, name. Then registration. Then tax number, DIN. Then bank account. Then, licenses. And finally, compliance. If one link is missing, the chain breaks. Before we finish, here is a practical summary you can rely on. To start a company in Mozambique, you begin by selecting your legal structure, reserving your company name, registering with the legal registry, obtaining your tax identification number, opening a corporate bank account, and securing any required operational licenses. After that, you maintain ongoing compliance through tax filing and regulatory updates. The benefit of understanding this process correctly is simple. You avoid delays, reduce legal risk, and build a business that can operate smoothly from day one. If you're serious about starting a business in Mozambique, the key is not speed. The key is structure and accuracy. Once you understand the system, it becomes much easier than most people think. If this guide helped you understand the process clearly, make sure to like the video, leave a comment with your questions, and subscribe for more detailed step-by-step business guides like this. You are now much better prepared than most beginners, and that gives you a real advantage when starting your company in Mozambique.